Hello, students. Welcome to today's lesson. Today we'll be learning a new topic. But before we begin, I want to ask you to do a little exercise in imagination. So before we begin, I'm going to ask you first to imagine someone who is very successful in their career. They are the CEO of their company. They are well respected by their co-workers and they have a fantastic work ethic. So imagining this one person who can do all of these things, and then I want to ask you, were you imagining a man or a woman? Now, there are no wrong answers, students, but I just want you to answer, were you imagining a man or a woman? Now, let's go to the next exercise. I want you to imagine someone who stays at home to look after the children. They are an excellent cook and they love to cook, actually. And they drop and pick the children up from school and they look after their old parents. They do the grocery shopping and so on. So this person that you were imagining who can do all of these things, was that person a man or a woman? Again, there are no right or wrong answers. This is just an exercise. And the reason I asked you these questions is because sometimes from the world around us, or from the books that we read, or from the movies that we watch, or from what we observe in our lives, we may have certain kinds of stereotypes in our head. We may think that all men are one kind of person, all women are one kind of person, and so on. It's very important for us to be aware of the different stereotypes we have in our head. And it is nobody's fault that we have these stereotypes, but it's very important for us to be aware so we can combat them. All right. So that being said, let's go back to a lesson that you have already read half of it, and that is nature created man and woman as equals. All right. So far in the lesson, what has happened is that we have the main character, Lanthoy, who is in the middle of writing an essay for school titled God Made Man and Women Equal. And so she went and she spoke to her dad and she tried to get his side of the story on what he thinks on the topic. And now in today's paragraph, we will be seeing how she speaks to her mother on the same topic. So I want students, all of you, to open your textbook to page 31 and please read along with me as I read the paragraphs. All right. We're going to be reading from page 31 to page 32. Okay. Lanthoy has just had a discussion with her father on the topic. Tomba, her father, is a husband supportive of the activities of his wife and a loving father. He is a lawyer and a social worker who advocates the cause of women. He is always proud of his wife, his 2 daughters, and his son. In times of need, he extends his helping hand to his wife and children and to society at large. He does not discriminate between a man's work and a woman's work anywhere. He shares equally with his wife in doing the household chores, like cleaning, washing, cooking, and feeding the children. Had he not shared in these activities in the way he does, his wife would not have been a successful professional. He wholeheartedly believes in equality irrespective of class, religion, and gender. In his discussion with his daughter, he laments over the great injustice done on women in society, telling her, "My dear child, the world is still full of inequalities. We have to find a way to bring equality between men and women." Her father's words are still ringing in the ears of Lanthoy, and she tells her mother of what her father has told her. Appreciative of her husband for his views, Ashangbi says, "Your father is right. In no society do women enjoy the same opportunities enjoyed by men. It is because of your father that I feel no difference or inequality at home. But outside our home, I have seen that women have been subjugated in many ways. It is against the will of God. God has sent men and women to our earth to share the joys and sorrows of life equally, to share his blessings and to enjoy the bounty of nature equally. This is what your topic means." Ashangbi knows well that men and women are equal. Women are half of the human race, are as important as men. She writes and talks about such topics. Her daughter, though a child, also understands well that her mother is not a person of lesser quality than her father. She says, "Our home is full of love with you, mother." The mother beams with joy at the words of her daughter. As a matter of fact, mother is the fountain of love in a family. This bond of love is beyond comparison with anything else in the world. It is because of this that motherhood has been glorified and women accept the challenges in life to become a mother. Showing deep affection, Ashangbi continues, pioneer women testify to the equality of women with men. Actually, life is not possible without both women and men. All right, students. So that is the paragraph that we will be learning today. Now, before I carry on, I want you to read all the paragraphs that I have read. I want you to read them again silently in your own textbooks. And please, this is very important, underline every single new word or phrase that you come across. So please read now silently and underline the new words or phrases. I will give you 5 minutes. All right. So those are all the paragraphs in our lesson for today. If you have not finished reading it, please pause the video now, finish reading it on your own, underline all the new words and phrases, and then you will continue with the lesson. All right. So before we continue, I want to ask you a question that you should be able to answer because you've read the paragraph twice. And that question is, what does God believe about man and women? What did we learn about what God believes about man and women from this paragraph? Yes, so we have learned that God believes that all men and women are equal. In fact, He created us equal. We have equal rights in His eyes, and the gift of equality has been given to us by God. It's not something that we invented ourselves. God created us equal. That is what we can learn from this passage. All right, so now let's go back to the passage, and I'm going to be reading every paragraph and explaining to you what it means. And we'll also go through all the new words so that you understand the paragraph. All right. So today's passage begins with Lanthoy having a discussion with her father, Tomba, right? Her father, Tomba, is a husband who is very supportive. And he's very supportive of his wife and his daughters, and he's very proud of them. And also we can see towards the end that he extends his helping hand to his wife and children and to society at large. So what does it mean, students, to extend a helping hand? It's very simple. Yes, to extend a helping hand means to offer help to someone. So can you please write down a sentence that uses this phrase, extend a helping hand? Make your own sentence and write it down in your notebook before we continue. Pause the video here, make a sentence. All right, let's carry on. So we know that Tomba is very helpful and supportive, right? He does not discriminate between a man's work and a woman's work anywhere. This is a very important quality of his that we learn, is that he does not discriminate. What does it mean to discriminate, students? Do you have a guess? Okay, so to discriminate means to treat one person or group better or worse than another in an unfair way. All right, so to treat someone better or worse than another in an unfair way, meaning that they don't deserve it, they haven't done anything to deserve it, but they are still treated unfairly. This is the meaning of discrimination. So students, what is a synonym for discriminate? A synonym is a word that has the same meaning. So what is another word that has the same meaning as discriminate? Can you think of one? If you can think of one, write it down in a notebook. I'll also give you one, and that's oppress, right? To discriminate someone means to oppress them or to limit their equality. Okay. Now let's look at the next word over here. He wholeheartedly believes in equality, irrespective of class, religion, and gender. So what is the meaning of gender? Gender is the fact of being male or female. We all have a gender. We are all either male or female. All right. So we have learned this about Tomba, that he does not discriminate. He believes in equality regardless of class, religion, and gender. And also in the middle of the paragraph, we see that he shares equally with his wife in doing the household chores. This is very important for us to remember, that all the household chores are to be shared equally amongst the adults in the house. And when the children are big enough to help out, as all of you are, then we should all be helping out at home in the little ways that we can to make our parents' work easier. All right. So in his discussion with his daughter, Tomba laments over the great injustice done on women in society, right? So what is the meaning of the word laments over here? What does it mean? Do you have a guess? So to lament actually means to express grief and sorrow. That is the meaning of the word lament. So now let's think of an antonym to the word. An antonym is a word that has the opposite meaning, right? So what is a word that means the opposite of grief and sorrow? Can you think of one? So here's one, which is rejoice. So the opposite of to lament is to rejoice. So when do you think Tomba would rejoice? He would definitely rejoice when all societies all over the world treated men and women equally. That's when he would rejoice. But right now he laments over the great injustice done on women. And he says, my dear child, the world is still full of inequalities. We have to find a way to bring equality between men and women. Yes, students, we must all try and find ways in which we can stop any kind of inequality or injustice from happening in the world. And later on in today's class, we will be actually looking at some ways in which we can help combat gender inequality. Let's go to the next paragraph. Appreciative of her husband for his views, Ashangbi says, your father is right. In no society do women enjoy the same opportunities enjoyed by men. Students, can you think of any advantages that men have over women in the Indian society? I'm sure you can think of at least one or two. Yes, one of the main things is that in India, in many villages or rural places in India, the women are not given the same right to education as men do. In fact, in some places in India, it is considered a curse to have a female child. They don't want to have daughters in their homes because they see them as a burden. This is very incorrect, and it goes against the will of God, because God created all of us equal. All right. And then Ashangbi says, outside a home, I have seen that women have been subjugated in many ways. It is against the will of God, right? So what is the meaning of the word subjugated over here? It's very similar to a word that we learned earlier, which is oppressed, right? So to subjugate is to control and dominate over. That's the meaning of the word subjugate. So now let's think of an antonym to this word, subjugate. So an antonym would be to liberate, right? Right now, some women in the world are subjugated. They are dominated over. But hopefully in the future, if we all work towards a better future, then all women in the world will be liberated. They'll be given freedom. Yes? So Shangvi says that it is against the will of God. Let's see how she elaborates on this. God has sent men and women to our earth to share the joys and sorrows of life equally, to share his blessings and to enjoy the bounty of nature equally. This is how she explains the meaning of Lanthoi's topic. So Shangvi, of course, knows that men and women are equal, right? She writes and talks about these topics because she is a social worker. So her daughter, though a child, also understands well that her mother is not of a lesser equality than her father. And then she says, our home is full of love with you, mother. The reason she says this is because the mother is the fountain of love in a family. This bond of love is beyond comparison with anything in the world. Yes, we all share very special bonds with our mothers, and they definitely bring a lot of love into our family. All right. So it is because of this that motherhood has been glorified and women accept the challenges in life to become a mother. So let's look at the word glorified over there. That's a new word. And the meaning of glorified is to be praised. Yes. And now then Ashangbi says, pioneer women testify to the equality of women with men. It's a very interesting sentence, students. So what are pioneer women? What is the meaning of pioneer? Pioneer means someone who is among the first to take up a cause in a new region. So one of the first people to do something in a new place. These are pioneer. So pioneer women are the first women to do something new in a new field of study, education, sports, science, any kind of field, any kind of location. The first Indian women, the first Bangladeshi woman, the first Sri Lankan woman, and so on. These are pioneer women. And what do? They testify to the equality of women with men. So what is the meaning of testify over here? To testify means to provide proof and evidence, right? So this is what these pioneer women do, is they provide proof that, see, women can also go ahead in life. They can also be successful. They can also break world records. They can also go to space and so on. This is what pioneer women testify to. All right. So this is what the paragraph means, students. We have understood the entire message of this passage. So now I'm going to ask you, what are some of the pioneer women that we know? I'm sure you can name at least one or two off the top of your head, looking at your history lessons, looking at your social studies lessons. I'm sure you can name at least one or two. I'm sure you've even watched movies about them, because a lot of movies are being made nowadays on pioneer women. So the most important pioneer woman we should be aware of, because we are all in school, and she did a lot for women who are in school, and that is Savitribai Phule. She was a pioneer in the field of education for women. She would walk to college every day in order to teach women. And while she was walking, people would fling all kinds of dirt and cow dung at her. And she would just take it in stride because she knew how important it was to educate women, right? So Savitribai Phule is the pioneer in the field of education for women in India. And let's look at someone else who is a pioneer in the field of sports. And that is Mary Kom. So Mary Kom is a Manipur-based woman boxer, and she is the only woman boxer in the world who has won a medal in each of the 6 world championships. So students, she is a huge inspiration to all of us, and she's a very accomplished boxer, and she's from India. So that's something to be proud of, right? And then let's look at someone else in the field of science, which is Kalpana Chawla. So Kalpana Chawla was an American astronaut and engineer, and she was the first woman of Indian descent. Although she was American, she was of Indian descent, and she was the first woman of Indian origin to go to space. So you can find a little bit more about Kalpana Chawla. Her entire story is very inspiring, and you should definitely read about her. And she was a pioneer in the field of science. So these are just a few of the pioneers that we are aware of in our lives. It's very important for us to be aware of more pioneers, more women pioneers, especially from India. So students, this entire lesson we have been talking about gender inequality, and of course it is very important for us to ask the question, how can we combat gender inequality? Now students, when we see any kind of problem in the world, it is very important for us to educate ourselves on how we can solve this problem, right? First, we must see a problem, we must analyze exactly what can be done in order to combat it, and then we must take steps in order to combat it. So now let's watch this video. It's a video about gender equality and why it is so important for us to have it now. And I want you to take out your notebook and a pencil and write down anything that you can see in the video, which gives us an idea of how we can combat gender inequality. This is a very important activity because it will help you with your homework and also help you in life. It's very important to have this information. So take out your pen and paper and let's watch this video.
Gender inequality doesn't make sense on any level. By marginalizing the rights of women, we deny ourselves the opportunity to lift millions of men, women, and children out of poverty, not to mention the chance of a just and fair world. From birth, girls and boys, women and men are expected by society to play certain roles and behave in certain ways based on traditions, religion, and other beliefs. These behaviors are learned and shape the gender norms in a society. Unfortunately, in many countries, gender norms create disadvantages for women. Often, girls are not sent to school. When they become women, they then have limited ability to earn money or realize their potential. Rural women play a major role in agricultural development. However, in many developing countries, women cannot formally own land. Without land, they cannot get loans to invest in their farms or businesses. This also means they have no control over the use of land or the benefits that come from it. Men generally control the household decisions, like how to use the family's assets. These disadvantages are often reinforced by practices that limit women's access to services, like training. Cultural beliefs can also restrict women's opportunities, such as in parts of Zambia where women cannot paddle their boats as it is considered bad omen. The result of these issues? Women remain poor and agricultural production cannot reach its potential, perpetuating poverty and hunger in the developing world. The social norms that limit women's opportunities need to be understood and then changed. By taking a gender transformative approach, we can influence social norms and bridge the gaps in access to resources and services between men and women in a lasting manner. Change is needed on many levels, and both men and women must be involved for it to happen. Research and development organizations need to invest in programs that promote gender equality alongside improving productivity and incomes. Policies need to be implemented that increase women's access to services and resources. Communities need to support women as farmers and as leaders. Increasing women's voice and agency is a valuable end in its own right. When development organizations, policies, and communities support the success of women, we have a chance to reduce extreme poverty and boost shared prosperity for girls and boys, women and men around the world.
So let's recap, students. What did we learn today? How did Tomba contribute to Ashangbi's success? Yes, we covered this earlier on. So Tomba contributed to her success by always supporting her in all of her endeavors and also sharing equally in any kind of household chores, right? Secondly, how did Mother explain Lanthoy's topic for her speech? She explained it very well. What did she say, students? I'm going to let you refer back to the paragraph and get the answer for this question. And lastly, who testified to the equality of women with men? We spent a considerable amount of time talking about this. Yes, it is pioneer women who testified to the equality of women with men. So we are going to move on to a little bit of activity time. enough of sitting and listening to me speaking. Now I want you to test how much you learned in today's lesson by taking a little quiz. The link is on this slide. There is also a QR code that you can scan, or you can click on the link in the description, and that will take you to a little Google form, which is an activity called Who Said to Whom and Why. So I want you to fill out, there are just 3 questions. It's very simple. So you can fill out who said to whom, why did they say it, write it in one sentence very simply in your own words, and that will be your activity for today. And lastly, just a little bit of homework. This is something that we can all learn together. It's very important for us to learn together, and that is, how can we combat gender inequality? So if we have watched a video earlier in today's lesson, you can go back and refer to that video again, or look for other videos on YouTube that will answer this question. You may talk to your parents, talk to your friends, talk to your neighbors, your aunties and your uncles, and get some ideas for how we can combat gender inequality. And please remember to write as a perspective of a student. All right, so write at least 7 sentences on this topic, and that will be our homework for today. And that's all, students. Thank you very much for participating in today's lesson. I hope that we all learned something. We covered some very important topics over here. So feel free to have discussions with your friends on what we studied over here. And if you have any questions, please bring it up with your teacher. That's all for today. Thank you, students.